Hello, ladies and gentlemen, toy enthusiasts and those new to Tough Nerd Toys LLC. I'm your host, Uncle Nerd, and welcome to another exciting episode of Busted Open. Busted It Open since 2007, and today we are going to review Master Universe Revelations Man-at-Arms by Mattel, from the Netflix series, a Netflix original series. Now, Man-at-Arms, for me, has always been I don't know, I just loved his look as a child. And where I was growing up in Newark, you really couldn't get a hold of him. For some reason, it was always hard to find Man-at-Arms. Now, He-Man was never a problem. What's his name? Skeletor, Beastman, Man-E-Faces, Triclops, all of the first wave figures except for Man-at-Arms was a problem to find. We could not find them. So when, like, you were able, if you came to school with them, whatever, it was kind of like you were considered the holy grail of it was considered the holy grail of action figures within the Master Universe line as a kid. I love Man-at-Arms. I've always loved everything about him, especially the way the 2000X line, the Mike Young line, depicted him with the giant pieces of armor on the left-hand side, and the one large shoulder guard. He just took it to a whole new level. This one right here looks like it's kind of like a combination of both the classic line and the new one, because I love Man-at-Arms. I've always loved the way he had the neck guard, or the piece that comes up over his face. I've always loved the helmet, the grizzled look. When I was a kid, he had like a pig, kind of like a grumpy old man's face, and I loved it, with or without the mustache. But yeah, enough about me, enough about my love for Man-at-Arms, because I absolutely love. I know I say I love a lot of action figures, and I do. But Man-at-Arms within the Master Universe line has always been one of those figures. For some reason, whenever I played with my Master Universe action figures, I always found a reason to put Man-at-Arms in there. Man-at-Arms, to me, I always loved the fact the way his armor was part barbaric and part futuristic, like it was remnants left over from like the old world before the war, or whatever the case may be. And that's why I always loved Man-at-Arms. But getting into this package, let's go into the package right here. And let me bring this a little bit closer. And yeah, it's a typical window box that you get with the Master Universe figures. You got some graphics right here, Master Universe right here. It's in a window box, as we can see. You got the figure inside of the box. It's 6 and plus over here. Netflix original 6 plus over here. Got Master Universe Revelations Man-at-Arms at the bottom. Mattel over here. Got some pretty decent art of Man-at-Arms right here, which looks better than the Beastman one. And I understand it's the same artist, but I love the grizzled look he has. And on the back, they have very nice artwork of him, and I'll bring that back so you guys can see it. And it reads right here, bound by duty and honor to the royal crown of Eternia, the man whose friends refer to him simply as Duncan protects the realm under the mantle of Man-at-Arms, considered to be one of the most powerful allies in the battle against evil. Man-at-Arms is a warrior, an inventor, a mentor to Prince Adam, a friend to the forces of good, and a father of Teela and Roboto, and fights to protect all. And you have the other figures within the line right here: He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Teela, Skeletor, Beastman, Spikor. And you have Mattel down here, the hazards and what you're not supposed to do, what it is, and blah, blah, blah. Barcode at the bottom, the legal mumbo jumbo going on. Over here on the side, it has Man-at-Arms on the side, heroic master of weapons. Has 30 points. Let's bring this up over here. 30 points of articulation. There's a rip in the side of the box right here. And Masterverse over here, another barcode. And yeah, that's just about it for this box. But this artwork on the back is pretty decent. I love the way they did the helmet. So what we're going to do now, we're going to bust open the package and see if this guy is worth the scratch. Okay, and here we have the Man-at-Arms action figure out of the package, and it looks amazing. Comes with 5 accessories, one being his club, or maybe whatever you want to call it. 2 fists right here. Let's look at this club. This club is done in a solid plastic, as you can see right here. So I mean, like, it's a beautiful figure, man. It's a beautiful club that they got going on right here. Nice sculpting in it. No color textures or color swaps or anything like that. But like, it has very nice sculpting within the handle. On the bottom, I love the oversized look of this right here. Looks like it can really do some damage. You see some rivets right here sticking out of it. It is looking good right here. And it's done in a nice hard plastic. I cannot bend this with just these 2 fingers. This is nice and solid. Then you got the 2 fists over here with one has a knuckle duster on it right here, as you can see right here. One has a gold knuckle duster, and it's done very nice. Let me bring this a little bit closer. It's done very nice within the figure, as you can see right there. The paint is not bleeding. I don't see no blemish from where I can see. If you see something, let me know. But I love the sculpting of this. And it has a peg right here, so you can fit that right into his hand, right into his wrist, rather. And as you can see right here, you got two little bolts or rivets sticking out of there. Right there. This is good. This looks really good. And you have a plain fist right here, done in a solid plastic, green plastic, as you can see right there. Nice sculpting of the fist right here, like he has on a bodysuit, whatever. Then you have this hand, or these two hands right here, which look absolutely amazing. Again, this with the knuckle dusters right there, same as the fist one, and it's done in a nice shiny orange metallic paint, so it looks real good right there. You have this one right here. These two are both done in hard plastic. And yeah, this club just looks great. I'm loving this. I'm loving this club, or mace, whichever one you want to call it right here. This looks good. Now over here, you know what we got to do now. We're going to talk about the boy himself, Mr. Duncan, looking great. Look at that face sculpt. Look at the shiny paint and the different textures of paint on the helmet. Look, they really went into this right here. I am loving this right here. Looks like he got some, that face sculpt is just great. It's great. I think it got some 3D printing going on right here. I'm not sure. I don't know. Looks like they took a sculpt, like, you know, they took an image from somebody, or whatever the case may be. This looks great, going down to the chest guard. Now right here, I think they should have made it to where like it could cover his face, like in the old ones where it kind of like came up over his face a bit. Because I always looked at it as though that was his way, like, of not only utilizing his technology to keep from like being suffocated or whatever the case may be, or he could like look into it. He had, or like it would keep his head from being cut off as well. But the vest looks great. I mean, the chest guard looks great. You see the little tubes and breathing apparatus as within the classics line. You got some bolts, whatever the case may be, sticking out over here. Some nice imitation fur sculpted into this vinyl chest guard right here, and it looks great. You got some line work going on there. Nice coloring, nice painting. I don't see any bleeding or whatever the case may be. This shoulder guard is amazing. Is it as good as the 2000X one? No, but I still like it. The 2000X one made it, I mean, they had like an oversized shoulder guard on it, which looked great, but I still love this figure. Don't get it messed up. The forearm guards, or the wrist guard, the forearm guards look great. The gauntlets look great. Knuckle duster on this hand right here. Got some nice metallic light blue, silver, and dark blue transitional paints going on, right? Paint schemes going on right here. So they're doing a great job. Look at that. Look at that. You got the orange in the breathing apparatus right there, which looks good. Again, I'm loving this helmet. Look at the transition of paints going on right there. And it's done so evenly and nice right there. The belt looks great, reminiscent of the Motu Origins line, or the Motu Classics line right there. You got the red right in the belt right here, and the dark blue studs going around. A metallic blue paint in the background, looking real good. The loincloth looks real good right there. And whether you know, if maybe you can see it, hopefully you can see it on this camera. He has some very nice textures going on. Well, I would say like there's some shading, some darkening and shading and wash going on within the loincloth. These wraps right here are perfect, absolutely perfect. I would even say they look better than the Motu Classics line wraps, because of the simple fact that they really stand out and they go across the boot and everything like this. Utilizing the same body sculpt as He-Man, but they made it work and be its own figure right here, which most Masters of the Universe characters did anyway. You got the nice knee and shin guard going on here with the straps on the back. Got straps along the arm under here, looking real good. Holding on, and it's held on by a clip. Am I going to take it off? No, I'm not going to take it off. But yeah, this holds on very snug. The figure is very stiff. You have a lot going on there. I am loving this face sculpt. This face sculpt is absolutely amazing. Loving the dark brown eyes, like the grizzled look on his face. You know, the chin work, the mouth work looks good. I'm loving the chin, the long and like strong chin that he has going on, everything like that. The musculature of this character is very good. I do believe it is the same body sculpt as He-Man and as the rest of them in certain aspects, but I think they slimmed him down a little bit in comparison to He-Man, so it doesn't look like he's, you know, bigger than He-Man. The plastic on the legs, on the arms and torso it's pretty much a solid green. It's not, it hasn't been painted. It was sculpted and it was made in that plastic. But this figure is beautiful. Look at the line work in the helmet. Everything looks real good. I'm loving the side profile of him. This looks good. The neck looks great. Everything looks great. Loving it. I've always loved the fact that he had one side covered and the other side exposed. So more than likely, this was his fighting side that he used the most. You know what I'm saying? So he could protect himself or whatever the case may be. Like most, if you know anything about Amazons, they would wear armor on the side that they use the most. Oh yeah. So right here, this is good. You got the holes at the bottom looking real good. This figure is beautiful. This is a very, very nice figure. Very well sculpted. I love the way they painted the fur around the chest guard to make it seem as though like he has a fur on, like, you know, like it's another piece of armor or like protectant under there that was made out of fur. So like harkens back to the, like the science and technology, like the post-apocalyptic look of him. So yeah, this guy looks real good. Now going into the articulation, head goes. Can the head go all the way around? Yes, the head can go all the way around, but you want to be a little bit careful because this right here obstructs the movement of it a bit because that's, you know, it's part of his armor right here. The shoulders on a ball joint. There's no, I don't think there's any butterfly joints going on, but you got some bicep swivel, double hinge elbow, twisting and pivoting at the wrist. You got to pardon me. This figure is very, very stiff. Got a nice ab crunch, as most of the Motu characters have within this line, within the Masterverse line have. Nice leg split, but very stiff, as you can see. Double hinge knee. Does he have a twist? Yeah, he has thigh cuts, as you can see right there. And whatever's on this side is on that side. The only thing different is that you have the armor right here. Double hinge knee, as you can see. Twist at the calf. Twist at the calf right there. But I'm loving these boots. I love the color. And, you know, it's the same as He-Man's, but at the same token, it's a different color scheme, like going on completely together. And the way they did the greens look great. It looks great. I love the way they use the green straps around his boots. You know, it looks, I don't know. I guess this military green that they have going on looks very good with Man-at-Arms. This figure is great. He has a waist swivel, as you can see. This figure is very, very nice. Head can look up, but not as far as the other Motu characters. It's kind of this guy's head is a bit stiff, but you can still get some looking up motion right there. He is a beauty. I am trying to tell you. And of course, you can switch the hands out. Let's see if we can pull this off. No, first off, let's put this club in that hand. So let me see. Now, mind you, hold on a sec. Hold on. So, as a whole, I think these new Masterverse Man-at-Arms is absolutely amazing. I am loving this guy completely. As you can see, I swapped out the hand. Now, this one, for some apparent reason, these figures, the grips that they're giving on like the newer line of figures, or like the pegs rather, the pegs and the grips are tight. So it took me a little bit to get that hand out, but I mean, like this figure is beautiful. I am loving this Man at Arms. He looks great. I mean, I love the but like, cause see, you know what? I love the proportions of it too. A lot of people are complaining about, oh, the Masterverse figures, their heads are too small. No, they're not. They're well proportioned. They're proportioned in size with a man that would be that muscular and tall. See, a lot of people like this old classic look where like they got these big giant bobbleheads, and you know, I don't like that look. I like for my figures to look as realistic as possible, or close to what a real man would look like, or a real woman would look like. I don't like that big giant, like the stuff from back in the day compared to now. I don't like the old stuff anymore. Don't get me wrong. I love what they brought to the forefront in terms of giving us the lore, the characters, etc. But I don't want those old toys no more. I want the new stuff like this, and I love the new stuff. This looks great. This looks great. He's well sculpted. Loving the dimensions of him. He's just great. I'm loving Man at Arms. I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer, and if I didn't tell you, I don't think I mentioned it, that he does have an ankle rocker as well as with the other Motu classics or Motu Masterverse figures. But this is a great figure. And I mean, like, I want to see more in the line. I hope they still, even though the cartoon didn't do that well or whatever case may be, you know, and that's up for debate because a lot of people say they did a wonderful one, but come on, we know the deal. All right. This figure is great. It is a must have within your Master Universe collection. And here he is next to Motu Classics Man at Arms. And yeah, there's some differences here. Of course, there's major differences, but you can see that the sculptors or the designers, which I think was the Four Horsemen for this one, as well, took into account of the classics and, you know, gave them as much as they could give them for the price point, especially Mattel did too. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a great figure. Very nice, very well sculpted, just as well as this one. You know, as you can see, there's differences within the backpack, whatever case may be. But I mean, like, now see, this is what I was talking about in terms of the face guard. Now, of course, this one is going to have more detail and sculpting in it. But as you look, what I always liked, was the fact that he had like the guard right here. You could always put his face down in it. It seemed like he's hiding either his mouth or his, you know, like it could double as a breathing apparatus. Where so like with this one, you can't really do it, you know what I'm saying, as well as that one. And it doesn't have like that well-crafted, like nice, like cylinder or like, you know, colander look to hide his nose and mouth, whatever case may be, which I always felt as though like this is when he was going into battle mode or whatever case may be, you know. I do have the 2000X one here, and I was looking for it. It's in one of my toy boxes and stuff like that. But you can see I can give you a comparison right here. You know, as you can see, they really took into consideration of how well they were going to do Man at Arms. And I think this is a great tribute to Motu Classics Man at Arms right here. I love them both. Man at Arms has always been my favorite. Always been my favorite. Man at Arms, Manny Faces, who else? It was Manny Faces, Man at Arms, Trap Jaw, you know, all the ones that seemed like they were part cybernetic or had some mystery to them, you know, or like Triclops, and, you know, it was a whole bunch of them, but like Spike War and, you know, like the original line, of course. What I want to see them do with the Masterverse line is pull out a Ram Man. I would love that, even though he was only shown weirdly in the, like, at, what was it, the second season. He just came in there like he was saying hi and then just left, barely talked. It was weird. I don't know why they wouldn't have him in. Hopefully they'll do Stratos, and, you know, maybe he might be under the Avians or the Andrenids with the with Stratos and Buzz Off, whatever case may be. But these figures are beautiful. And here he is next to Masterverse He-Man. And as you can see, he looks a little, He-Man looks bigger than him. And that's not just because I have him in a squat position, but He-Man looks bigger than him, which is good. I like that. Here he is next to Beastman. You know? I don't know where my Skeletor is at. He was around here somewhere. I guess he didn't want to be in the video. And here he is into newly reviewed Spikor. And he's tall. Spikor is, yeah, bigger than him. I like this. This is cool. This is cool, man. This is cool. But yeah, these guys are absolutely wonderful. I'm loving the Masterverse line. And he is coming in at about what, close to seven, especially with his legs closed together. He's coming in at about 7, and it may not look like it, but he is. Trust me. This guy is wonderful. This guy is wonderful. Would I suggest you get him? Absolutely. Absolutely. And here he is next to Motu Origins. Yeah. He-Man. I don't like this line. See, again, some people like that cartoony, that kitty look to make them remind, for the nostalgic feel, but I couldn't go back to this stuff like this. And this is a Motu Origins where, like, they added joints to the, they modernized the classic look of He-Man, but I like this look better. I like this look. This and the Mondos I absolutely love in the 2000X line. So with that being said, that brings this review to a close. Please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. And also, remember, when you buy a toy, what? Bust it open, He-Man. Bust it open. Oh no, now I have a black man. I have a black man. I have a black man. I'm going to be held in the desert.